Hello fellow artists, it's been a while since the last update, but here we are. In this new version we have a few bug fixes and a few new features that probably introduced new bugs. Well, if you find some bug and understand how to reproduce it, please send me an email and I'll try to look into it. Alright, we have a new mannequin, the female Ricochet. Sexy zombies, shredded heroines. So easy now. Next, have you ever wished you could save a pose to reuse it on other mannequins or in other scenes every time you wanted? Now you can. All you need to do is tap the mannequin button, pose gallery, the obvious custom icon, and here it is. Hit here to add this pose in a new pose slot or overwrite an existing one. By the way, please note the confirmation dialog, also requested by the many users that accidentally overwritten their scenes or custom mannequins. Yeah, sorry about that. Now we have it. Let's move on. Maybe another thing you wished for was to be able to select something that was hidden behind something else. Again, now you can. With the new depth-based picking feature, you just need to keep tapping on the object in front and you will select one by one all the things behind it. Practical example. Let's give this ripped lady a shield. I'm gonna insert a cylinder and attach it to her forearm. Needs to be rotated and scaled. Alright. Something like this. Before this update, every time I wanted to select something occluded by something else, in this case a shield, I had to rotate around to find a point of view that would allow me to tap what I wanted. Now I just need to know more or less where that part is and keep tapping there. Very useful. Next we have the background image. This could be very important for comic artists or when you have a specific background and you want your character to match it well. This bad boy is hidden here. With this button, you enable it. If you have nothing loaded, you will browse your photo gallery, so make sure your image is there. Once you pick your JPEG or PNG, it will appear as background. Hitting the same button will hide the image, but it won't delete it from your scene. To do that, hit the trash button. This is important because when you save your scene with the background image, that image is stored inside the Poseit2.2 file, which makes it a bit bigger than usual. And writing that on disk takes a split second, like a micro lag. This is not a big deal, but if you have autosave enabled, and you should have it, trust me, you will have that micro lag every 3 minutes, because that's how often Poseit autosaves. If you tap this gear button here, you can edit the position and the scale of the image. Let me give you a couple of tips about this. Let's make another practical example. I want to add a character to this background I sketched, okay? The first thing I do is try to match the grid with the plane that the character has to stand on. So I start guessing where the horizon line is and try to match the vanishing point of the grid with the one in the drawing. If the perspective distortion is very different, try to play with this slider here. To make it simple, let's say I just try to match the grid with the ground as well as I can. At the same time, also very important, I try to estimate the scale / distance of the camera. Because see, every square of the grid is equal to 1 meter. Knowing this, I try to guess how big 1 meter is in my drawing. You don't need to go crazy, just roughly. The topic of camera matching is very complicated, but just trust your guts and eyeball it. Let's say I'm happy with this. What I want to do now is to bookmark my camera by holding one of these buttons. By doing that, if I accidentally move my camera or I need to move around to pose better, I can always go back to my stored point of view by tapping the button. Tapping it, not holding. Holding it overwrites the bookmark. At this point, you are all set. Pose away and create your reference that perfectly fits your background. Have fun!